Is Joe Biden secretly a Bitcoin Maxi? Has he been a Bitcoin Maxi this entire time, or is Dark Brandon trolling us? This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining, everybody. Please hit that like button. We're going to talk about ETFs with ETH. We're going to talk about Elon. And of course, we're going to talk about, is Biden a secret Bitcoin Maxi? People are saying we're late. No, ATB is never late. We're like a wizard. We always start precisely when we mean to. Please hit that like button because we got 3 phenomenal guests today. We're going to go and start with Mine Your Biz. Mine Your Biz, have you secretly been changing the colors of your background? I don't remember the teal.
Well, yes, I have been secretly changing the colors of my background, but a little bit like the start time of your show. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right. Also on today, one of my favorite people in the Cardano space, it is Big Pay. Big Pay, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. Always happy to be on ATB. Especially on a Friday. I love closing out the week.
And also, no one in crypto has cooler 1970s Tim Allen energy than Big Pay. He fits right in as a blow extra. All right. Also on today, I mean that as a compliment, man. Mostly it's hatred from follicle related reasons there. But also on, we have Crypto Blood. Crypto Blood, what are you sipping on there?
Yerba mate, baby. Let's get it crack. I got my cigar and my yerba mate. Let's go.
All right. You know what? Let's all take a sip together. And maybe while you're doing it, let's hit that like button, everybody. You too, Owen. Good stuff. Make sure you hydrate, folks. All right, let's get into the first story. Elon, is he going to try to take on Robinhood? And I don't mean, the guy that robs from the rich and gives to the poor, or more accurately, steals from the state and gives back to the citizens. No, according to plans viewed by Semaphore, which is the SBF owned publication, Twitter is seeking a financial giant to help them as a trading hub to build inside the app. There's a little bit of misreporting here. I do want to say it was actually a request. It was a request asking for proposals on financial content for the app from large finance giants. Some of the stuff they wanted, potentially real-time stock data, any kind of trading platform, and also, finance content as well. So there's a reaching out for proposals, which leads me to the Elon quote here. He said, he sees, I want to get the quote. Took to Twitter, no work is being done on this to the best of my knowledge. So when pressed on, hey, are you turning Twitter into a finance app? No work is being done to the best of my knowledge. Well, that's an important distinction there because he's only asking for proposals from these finance corporations. So is he being careful with his words there? Are they actually maybe creating plans, but maybe no software is being shipped there? Now, you know what? I'm going to go to you first, Mind Your Biz. There's a couple more things I want to say about the story, but what are your thoughts of that assessment? When I saw that he said, "Oh, there's no work being done," I thought, "Oh, well, the entire story is debunked." But then I thought about the wording when I saw it was for proposals. Do you think maybe he was being purposely careful with his words, and maybe there is maybe not technically work being done, but maybe something starting?
Yeah, no, I think that anything is a potential bet right here, DZ. First off, thank you again for having me back on the channel. It's always a pleasure being on Around the Blockchain and talking to the Bit Squad, the community here. And then the greater crypto community, right? I really do feel like the kind of difference of opinions that you find on this show is the lifeblood of cryptocurrency. We can't build if we can't talk, and we can't have discussions and even outright debates, right? So this is huge. Thank you. But I think that in the case of Elon Musk, this is a guy who has a very relatively recent memory of on Twitter, before he owned it, getting his hand slapped pretty hard for saying just the wrong thing, right? 2 words got that guy into serious hot water. Funding secured. So he remembers very, very well what it takes to be able to put himself under the microscope of 3-letter agencies. And beyond that, this is a guy with the Air Force contracts and with various other government contracts and clearances on Joe Rogan's show, taking what most of us would consider to be an insignificant puff of maybe a mixed content, right? Cigarillo or something. I can't tell what was in that, right? Nobody can prove what was in that, but that caused serious repercussions. What I'm saying is this guy, whether he's said 0 words or just 2 words, knows what the impact could be. So I'm with you. I kind of believe that there's more to the story than him just saying like, oh, there's no work being done on that at this time. Everything this guy says is probably subject to a little bit of interpretation.
All right. Thank you, Yoga, for the super chat there, $2.99. And the funding secured, I might be wrong on the pennies part, but it was $420. It might have been also 69 cents. I'm not actually joking, folks. You can check that out. It was for Tesla stock, where he said he had the funding secured. Well, he wants to build the super app, the Western equivalent of WeChat. There's also some, there's a little competition out there. These apps will sometimes have features like ride handling, food delivery, payments, investing, video content, and, fits with the East identity, verification services as well. Well, there's a lot of headwinds facing his way. Now, Big Pay, there's regulatory issues. And also, Elon, he has competition in the space. Do you see maybe Twitter's plans to make a super app? Could that spur a Mark Zuckerberg to team with the E-Trade or Robinhood? Could that spur, maybe even Google is reaching out, maybe trying to expand their offers? Will this spur off a new demand for a super app, just like he kind of spurred the firing of a lot of the work staff there?
I think whatever features Elon releases at this point, Zuck will also release. That's his tradition.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah, exactly. And when Snapchat, came out and it did really well, he released an alternative to Snapchat, and it went to #1, and then it died out in a few days. The same thing just happened with Thread. But what's so shocking to me is that Elon keeps pushing this idea of, this everything app with WeChat. If you watch this video from Magnates Media about WeChat, it goes into WeChat's connections with the Chinese government. It also goes into how they use Face ID systems in the same way that Amazon locked people out of their fridge and their services in their house. WeChat has actual social credit scores attached to the citizens that use the app, and it's necessary in their everyday life. So it's shocking to me that Elon's, marketing X as, this WeChat alternative, but for America. I mean, it's honestly kind of scary.
All right.
Well, I can definitely see Zuck doing that for sure.
All right. A good prediction on the Mark Zuckerberg. Who wins to get the super app out first? Big Pay, just real quick. If you had to choose one, Elon or Jeff Bezos?
Elon.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Somewhere, Jeff Zuckerberg, he's laughing. He's laughing off your comment with his trademark. Ha, ha, ha. All right. Crypto Blood. I want to pull up something first. This Elon Musk's Twitter. There's a lot of rumors that crypto is going to be involved with that. Well, you see the X logo and you see a little D right there. Well, hey, what do you know? That is the Dogecoin logo. What are your thoughts about Dogecoin being rolled out? And are we reading too much into the D being under the location services there?
No, I think he's definitely going to do that. He's going to make Doge like the de facto crypto for X. And it's written all over the walls. It's a very easy layup for you. So you need to potentially, I'm not giving you financial advice, but potentially look at Dogecoin, because when he announces this, you're going to see another leg up for Dogecoin. And it's going to be a sustained leg up. You're going to have a put under Dogecoin price there, because a lot of people are going to use this coin, right, when they transition over to more of a fintech type of platform. Now, look, here's the thing about this X and what he's doing. It's no coincidence that we have FedNow available now. FedNow allows fintech companies to integrate directly into the banking system. This is perfect timing, and you're going to have this occur. And I think you're going to see X or Elon and his projects be some of the first ones in the United States to really leverage this FedNow platform. So yeah, this is all coming. In my opinion, I give it another 12 months, and you're going to see something definitely hit the airwaves. Something very similar to WeChat over there.
All right. And let's see, I'm reading some chats here. It says, Western, we like choices. So, might have a little bit of an issue there. Hey, people, Just Jim, Flat Smack, Crypto Billy's Super Subs, S-Star, Rudy Poo. Thank you for joining, everybody.
Crypto
All right.
Billy.
Let's talk about some Ethereum, folks. You may have heard of that crypto, kind of popular. I think it's #2. Well, let's pull up the price chart right now. There's some major news happening. We're 1823. We're down 1%. You can see just a recent fall off. It looks like we're maybe moving up. And then the market said, nope, higher low, but we don't care. We're going to make a lower low as well. All right, well, on July 28th, there's an ETF application. It was volatility shares. So they did that. It's August 4th. They did it about a week ago. Well, in that week, there's been a deluge of more applications. At least a dozen have been added. Some of them are doing multiple applications for ETFs. ProShares, for instance, has 4 Ethereum ETF. Some big names as well. Grayscale is in there. ProShares, of course. But the odds of success for an ETH ETF still very unclear, much more unclear than Bitcoin. One of the main reasons we're going to go ahead and blame Gary Gensler. He's yet to comment or, make any kind of definitive statement on whether or not ETH is a security or a commodity. Unless he was an MIT professor, then, maybe he had a different opinion. But as of today, in his current position, he does not want to say whether or not it's a commodity or a security. Now, Mine Your Biz, ETH is trying to do a lot of things. It's trying to take over, wants to be the money of the internet, or, the EVM, some call it the strongest computer in the world. I thought it was DeepMind. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. Let me ask you about Wall Street. What does Wall Street want when it comes to Ethereum? Are they scared of Ethereum? Real question, do they want an Ethereum ETF, or they never want Ethereum to get popular because they kind of get replaced by ETH?
Yeah, that's a great question. As far as what Wall Street wants, honestly, DZ, I can't tell you. I'm not one of those guys who comes from that environment. I'm not whatever former Goldman Sachs guy. I didn't intern at any major financial institution. I was a crazy kid that got a liberal arts degree and tried to chase the dream of working.
Wait. I'm sorry to cut you off. Is that real? Is that a real thing? You have a liberal arts degree?
That's a real thing. I actually studied film theory, like one of the most useless possible degrees you can get, which is precisely why, I've actually forbidden my children from doing their first 2 years of college until they prove to me that they can hack it with entrepreneurship, and I will fund them. A la Tim Ferriss, I'll fund a couple of muses of theirs up to a certain threshold of a few $1,000s.
Okay, so film theory degree. So when you watch The Godfather, you're like, oh, the dead plant on the left side means this, and The Shining, that's why they chose this pattern. Okay. I never knew that. Plus one more point. Just learning, Mind Your Biz, guys. He has a secretive past, so when he shares these nuggets, we got to cherish it. Mind Your Biz, film theory degree. All right, well, back to ETH and the bankers.
Yeah. That does feel. I didn't mean to go too far down that rabbit hole.
No, that's all my fault.
I don't understand Wall Street people at all, but it's just a fact, man. I don't actually understand totally what drives people to make some of those decisions. But my best guess, DZ, is that there is a little bit of a desire for the futures, the ETF, to be approved. Why? Because what Wall Street seems to be really good at is trading in paper derivatives and trading in futures, trading in options, not so much in holding real value. That's not what any of the coastal commerce centers of the United States are known for. We're known for generating value some other way, and generally speaking, holding some kind of an asset that represents real value, hard currency or durable assets somewhere else. You don't actually have millions of barrels of oil stored on the New York Stock Exchange floor. You have people who are trading the value of those millions of barrels of oil. Same with corn, every other commodity, every other potential futures contracts for commodities. They have to do the renewals there, but we're so far away from there being some kind of an in-person mercantile exchange in Wall Street that I can only surmise that, they want this, very likely want this futures ETF passed, because a lot of them don't really want direct access to this asset. Now, in the case of Ethereum, where it's vastly different from Bitcoin, and you have Grayscale and BlackRock trying to buy up as much Bitcoin as possible, that base asset does form the hard currency layer. With Ethereum, it's a utility token. That's like saying, you know what I want to do? I want to go buy, Chevron gas cards. That's what I want. I want to purchase Chevron gas cards, and I want to go arbitrage the value of Chevron prepaid gas cards. It's probably more useful for you to take those Chevron gas cards and go hand them out to a fleet of drivers who are delivering some other value on roadways. And World Computer, I think that narrative is going away with Ethereum. But personally, I think that Wall Street, they will be interested more in maybe their own layer 2s that they can fully capture, or their own tokens that are printed on Ethereum where they can capture a lot more value by double dipping on fees, minting and burning, having remote control over wallet balances. So they love Ethereum, but I don't think they actually love holding the core asset.
Okay, you know what? I bet they also love MEV bots. And you want to get into a gas war? Go get into a gas war with JP Morgan. Get into a gas war with BlackRock. They're going to outpay you, and their bot will crush your bot. All right, Big Pay. There's some dev somewhere like, All right, Big Pay. I'm looking at, ETH's price. It's been pretty boring, but, there is this looming specter of a SEC ruling. There's a looming specter of an ETF application getting approved or denied. Where are you on this? Because I know you're following this closely with Cardano and some of the other SEC targeted coins, but we really haven't seen Ethereum targeted as hard. So does that mean it's more likely than, say, Cardano to be approved as a commodity, not a security? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it is. I think ultimately, who controls our government comes down to money. And I think, using your money to lobby the government is a good way to get things, deemed a certain way that benefits you financially. And I think because of all of the money in the Ethereum ecosystem right now, I mean, it's worth like $300 billion and Cardano's worth $10 billion. The actual people that are building in that ecosystem and the amount of money they have the actual ability to lobby congressmen and maybe, enough people on Twitter to get these congressmen to see if they stand up for their idea, that they'll be voted in. So I think ultimately ETH has a much larger shot of becoming a commodity than Cardano. And I think that there's a couple ways this could play out. It could be like the Jack Dorsey style narrative where Bitcoin's the only one and regulation comes in and kills everything else. Or it could be Bitcoin or Ethereum, or it could be, say, 7 or 8 or 9. And I think right now regulation, from the government is the largest risk for any layer ones other than Bitcoin, and less so with Ethereum. But any other layer ones, regulation is truly the largest risk, especially for Cardano, because for Cardano, the tech's there's actually a lot of builders now. There's a lot of users. So that's what I look at as terms of risk is the government going to crack down ultimately?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people betting on a big fat yes there. All right. Now, Crypto Blood, I pulled up ETH's all-time price chart. You can see the nice little December, January 2018, 2017 spike right there. And then boom, we were off to the races. Hey, I'm going to point it right when ETH Foundation sold. And then one more time, right when ETH Foundation sold right there. I got a couple price questions. I need the blood-alytics here. What is this going to look like if it gets approved specifically? One, in the short term, and then two, leading up to the bull market. Does that mean a 10K ETH if it gets approved?
I had a target for about 18K ETH on the next cycle. But in the short run, DZ, it may get a pop, but that's not where the real sauce and the magic is. It's really in the long term play with that, because now you have institutional money that's again putting a put under Ethereum. So it's just going to continue to bubble it. It's going to continue to rise and follow in Bitcoin's steps. I do want to just say one thing that Mine Your Biz said. He said that they don't want to hold or have access directly to Ethereum. No, they don't want you, the retailer, to have direct access to Ethereum. They want that middleman activity, the same stuff they've done in Wall Street forever, right? They want to be able to rehypothecate and just, dibble and dabble and manipulate. So that's why they want it to be done this way instead of you just holding the Ethereum directly. That's really all we need. We don't need Wall Street in the middle holding our hands just to hold Ethereum or Bitcoin or any other crypto. So they're trying to rinse and repeat the same Wall Street game over and over again. And I think this time it's going to work in the short run, but long term, people are just going to hold their own, be self-custodied and hold their own cryptos. That's the whole point of cryptocurrencies, right?
Yep. Not your keys, not your crypto. Ray Run, yo guys, Congress owns ETH. It will get approved quickly. I need to wait for Paul Pelosi. I'm waiting for Paul Pelosi to get in. I'm not going to knock on his front door. That could go very, very poorly. He's going to open and answer with a drink, and I don't want to. I just want to avoid that entire situation. But when I see Paul Pelosi buying Dianne Feinstein, that's when I know it's something there. All right, let's talk about Biden. Speaking of politicians, is Biden a Bitcoin Maxi? Let's go ahead and play the video that's got everybody talking. A cup of Joe never tasted better. I think we have sound. It's 9 seconds. Look at the laser eyes on the cup, folks.
I like my coffee dark.
Some are saying it's dark. Brandon strikes again in a good way. Some are saying, look at Brandon, maybe in a bad way. Well, some people, it's the later thing is the coffee mugs. It's a dark Brandon meme. I'd give a brief thing, I guess, on the dark Brandon meme. It was started with the "Let's Go Brandon" chant that happened at a NASCAR race when a person named Brandon won. Well, the crowd, maybe chat will type it in. The crowd was chanting something that wasn't "Let's go, Brandon." It was expletive lace thing, and then said Joe Biden, blank Joe Biden, not "Let's go, Brandon." Well, then the Democrats tried to seize the meme and say, no, we're going to turn Brandon into a good thing. And then they made Dark Brandon. He's the cooler, the tougher, the edgier version. So they're trying to lean into the meme here. But the tweet in question, it's got a lot of Bitcoin supporters saying this is a secret endorsement. Other people are saying, hey, I find this link dubious at best. Steal Ben Cowan's word there. Now, let's just say we could go so many directions with this. Mind your biz. I don't even know what direction you would want to go in, but do you think there is an element of, maybe it's the intelligence agency, maybe it's just his campaign team. Do you think there was an element that co-opted the laser things on purpose, knowing Bitcoin Maxis would, harp on that and say, hey, maybe he's a secret Bitcoiner?
Yeah, there's no possible way they can't be aware of this. The meme, the memetics just go too deep as far as looking up anybody that has laser eyes on social media on any platform. There's no possible way that his cabinet or whoever's advising him on this is not aware. The one problem with this, and this is the hilarious thing because they just successfully Trojan horsed all of the Bitcoin Maxis, because Bitcoin Maxis love calling anybody or any group that has Bitcoin in the name or Bitcoin in the logo, or projects that use the name Bitcoin, all the forks like Bitcoin Diamond and all that, Bitcoin Cash. They call them affinity scams. This, my maximalist friends, is an affinity scam. Congratulations, y'all just played yourself by giving it any air at all. This started out as a tiny little spark, and you're all out here throwing gasoline on that fire, giving Biden, whoever his handlers are, because let's be very, very real. When he's not otherwise forgetting where he is, literally cracking his own pants or falling down, the man doesn't know what he's doing. There are clearly other people propping him up in office. Don't encourage this like the Biden family is like they're your friends. None of these people are your friends. And I would say this about the Republicans too. None of these people are your friends. And if you want to boil it down to some single issue voting idea, some like fantasy land in which any of the people operating at this level actually give a crap about Bitcoin versus just squeezing out a few more votes from you and people who like people who look and act like you and might vote like you, then you're mistaken. This is an absolute joke. And yes, it is an affinity scam. They're doing just the bare minimum to get Bitcoin maximalists and crypto favorable people to believe somehow wrong-headedly that Biden likes your coins. He doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He probably doesn't even know where he is right now while he's doing this video.
His policies make it pretty clear his stance on crypto. Chat is just going crazy. The 7 fingers chat, that is a deep fake. He has 7 fingers. You actually made me look. +1 for you there. That was a good one there. As far as the diaper thing, whether or not that's true, they do say maybe he has hopped up on a stimulant. Stimulants often have a diuretic effect. And there is a video of him leaving the helicopter saying, "My butt's been wiped." Look it up. It's a real video. It's a real video. My butt's been wiped. He's real happy about it too. I'm not saying anything wrong with it. All right, now crypto blood. We're talking about the meme, the memetics here. We have the Dark Brandon meme. The Democrats want to own it, and then we have the "Let's go Brandon" meme. The NASCAR loving. The Republicans like that meme. Of those 2 memes, which Brandon meme will reign supreme?
Hey man, hey listen. If you got to figure out if you're voting for Trump or for me, then you ain't black. Remember that one, DZ? Remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I'm not black. I guess I'm Egyptian. Hold on, where's my Egyptian meme? Hold on, here we go. Yeah, that's a shout out to Crypto Billy real quick for that one. But listen, man, the laser eyes, I think, was just a mistake. Nobody in that cabinet knows what the hell is going on. They don't even probably know that is pertaining to or related to the crypto industry. The only laser eyes they got is trying to get that man Trump indicted, my friend. That's what the laser eyes are for. This is I don't know why he's still campaigning. I know we're not trying to get political here, but this is a political topic. He needs to move over, have someone come in. I like RFK Jr. if you're going to vote, left. But we know they're not going to have him either because he's too real. So I don't know, man. Cheers to everybody who's a Democrat. You guys are great.
All right. Well, Big Pay, kind of getting back to Bitcoin angle here. You know, RFK is a pro Bitcoin candidate. I believe Vivek said, pro Bitcoin, and Ron DeSantis, very anti CBDCs. He'll fight for your right to hold Bitcoin. What are your predictions on the odds we get a pro Bitcoin president in the cabinet next year or the next election? Also, will that move the needle at all?
I actually thought that in the last round they were going to support Bitcoin, because usually when they get low votes, they're going to start supporting things that have large communities that are very vocal and engaged. And I thought it would be very clever in 2020 for one of them to either support Bitcoin or to legalize weed. I thought Biden would have a trump card, essentially stating, I'm supporting weed. And I figure it would make both presidents support Bitcoin or, legalizing weed. And I think if Biden supports Bitcoin moving forward, Trump is immediately going to be like, I love Bitcoin. I've always loved Bitcoin. And so I think it's high shot, 70% chance.
Will it move the needle on the price if we have a pro Bitcoin president?
I mean, maybe in the short term. I think the presidential, elections always move the needle on all assets, depending on where it goes. So yeah, definitely. And, usually historically, when the economy crashes while someone's president, we switch sides in the next election. So it's more likely that we get a red president, considering that historical statistic.
All right. Mine Your Biz, killing it with the comments in the chat. S-Dog Super Sub says RFK is cool. I think we actually have the clip. We just want to play it real quick. It's just a fun thing.
Must there be a reconciliation?
What must be what? What must be what? What must be what?
All right, make up your choice on what did Brandon actually say right there, and why did he say it? We don't know. We're just having a fun time, folks. I hope you don't take too much offense to this. Hey, I voted for his running mate. I voted for his running mate in 08, right? So, all right, that is all we have time for. And it looks like I'm sorry, Mind Your Biz. I was young and idyllic. Okay, I was young and idyllic. And honestly, McCain was a little scary. It was a little scary. I thought he was still seeing Charlie in the trees. I hope I can say that still. But Mind Your Biz, I didn't know about that guy, man. I didn't know. He looked like he wanted to start something. But also, Sarah.
Ventriloquist. He was up there with his arm. Remember that arm? Rest in peace, McCain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, he did get that while being tortured in a Viet Cong camp, but he wasn't supposed to fly where he flew, and then that's why his jet got shot down. But Mind Your Biz. All right, we're getting a little sidetracked, folks. I just wanted to defend my position of my vote when I was like 24 or whatever. But Mind Your Biz. Feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts, and just take it whatever direction we go. We've gone too far, man, already. Who knows?
We probably have. Or have we gone far enough? Hold on a second.
I don't think so.
Easy. I really appreciate you having me back on the channel. Been such a pleasure getting to meet Pay, getting to hang out, of course, with Blood. He's inimitable. The other guys that are on the panel, if you're not following them, please do go follow them. Go check out all the stuff they publish. And I'm going to ask you the same for me. Go to the Mine Your Biz channel. I actually have two. Got Mine Your Biz Classic, and I got Mine Your Biz, which is the one that I'm actively tending right now. It's been quite a feat rolling that out over a year, but that accompanies the newsletter and the paid courses that are coming out very, very soon. Did I drop alpha? I don't know. Got to go sub to find out. Appreciate you having me.
All right. I think they cracked the code. My butt be white is pale. Oh, that's why he was at the beach these past couple days. We have cracked the code, folks. We figured it out. Thank you for joining. Make sure you follow everybody's content below. Go to their YouTube. Make sure you're subbed if you're not already. Please go check. Go check right now. Please. We'll wait. Okay, you hit pause, you're back. You are sub now. Thank you for doing that. Make sure you hit that like button, and we'll be back on Monday. Until then, I was going to say a Brandon meme. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.